Is you ready? Yeah. Is you ready? You ain't really about it if you ain't prepared to die. Talking about loyalty, but you ain't ready to ride. Get your mind right, he coming like a thief in the night. Is you ready? Is you ready? Is you ready? You ain't really about it if you ain't prepared to die. Talking about loyalty, but you ain't ready to ride. Get your mind right, he coming like a thief in the night. Is you ready? Is you ready? Laughing at your idol gods, looking like some Digimons. Babylon won't carry on, this dragon getting mini bombs. You can call me Daniel, son, you know I serve the living God. Yours is made of brass.
Shalom, shalom, shalom. Messiah Christ bless. Turn it down a little bit. There's not enough people in here to soak up the sound. All praises to the Most High. All praises to the Most High. All right. Hey, folks. Happy Sabbath. Happy Sabbath. Glad you're here. Glad you're here. We're going to go into a topic that's near and dear to mine as a officer. Go this way. Is we're going to make sure that we cover the mind of Israel, how we've been broken, how we've been taken down this dark path. And our enemies have done this. Our enemies, they understand. If we stay in this docile, broken state, it's very easy for them to continue to conquer us. So what we're going to do is we're going to cover just a few things in the scriptures, and Lord's will, there's some edification in it, and we can grow from this. The title is Battered Men and a Broken Spirit. The title of the class is Battered Men and a Broken Spirit. All right, let's open up with Romans chapter 15 and verse 4.
The book of Romans, chapter 15 and verse 4. For whatsoever things were written aforetime were written for our learning, that we, through patience and comfort of the scriptures, might have hope.
So a lot of times we suffer, we go through these things, we go through these atrocities from day to day, and we have to find hope. We have to be able to hide ourselves in the scriptures to be able to find a way out, because the way the world is set up, it's not made for our gain. It's been set up, it's almost set traps in front of us for us to fall in and continue to fall in and not be able to get out of them. So what we're going to do is we're going to go over a couple of scriptures. Lord's will, we're able to cover something that'll help you get out that rut. All right, give me 2 Corinthians chapter 1, verse 3.
The book of 2 Corinthians, chapter 1 and verse 3. Blessed be God, even the Father of our Lord Jesus Christ, the Father of mercies and the God of all comfort.
Read.
Who comforteth us in all our tribulation.
That comfort us in what?
In all our tribulation.
We have to find that comfort. We have to find that when we go into these scriptures and we're looking for comfort, we're looking for a place to get us out of this destructive path that we've been put on. Our minds have been torn down. Our spirit has been torn down. Our bodies are broken. All these things are meant to keep us in this lower state. But what we have to do is we have to be able to go into these scriptures and be able to pull hope out of. That's why it says from the very beginning, Romans chapter 15, when it tells you that we have to find hope. You have to have something to grab onto and pull yourself out of this hole. Show me that picture. That's our people. It might not be you physically, but spiritually, that's exactly what you look like. Every day. You get up, go to work, come home. You got to battle. If your house ain't in order, you got to battle. Your kids ain't in order, you got to battle. If you live in an apartment, you got a landlord, you got to battle. You got a house, the damn HOA on your ass, you got to battle. These things, our people are broken. Our people are broken. But it's not all because of our enemy. 99% of it is us. 99% of it is us. How did we get here? How did we find ourselves at the bottom? Remember, we were at the top. The Lord made us to rule this planet. We found ourselves at this bottom because we broke his commandments. That's the first thing you have to acknowledge. Acknowledge our fault first so we can start to heal, so we can start to build something. Did you finish 4? No, finish 3.
Yes, sir. Who comforteth us in all our tribulation, that we may be able to comfort them which are in any trouble.
So when we go out, we've learned. Those that are in the truth, we've learned, and we can see where our faults were We're fixing ourselves. There's ups and downs, of course. But our goal to now is to build our nation back up so we have something else to lean on. So you don't have to lean on your oppressor. So you don't have to lean on those things in the world that's no gain to you. We have to be able to find ourselves in a position where we're building back our nation. I know there's plenty of people that looks just like you that don't want that to happen. They don't want that to happen. They want the oppressor, and it's not consciously, it's subconsciously. You've been turned into a latchkey kid. For you older Jews, you know what that is. You've been turned into a latch. You still depend on your oppressor for all things. Esau is your daddy.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Now, I like what you were saying about the hope, Cap, and why the Bible is so important. I want to get one scripture real quick. Go to Proverbs chapter 13, verse 12. Proverbs chapter 13, verse 12 to talk about that hope and why we got to make sure that we find that hope inside the Bible. You got that?
Yes, sir. The book of Proverbs, chapter 13 and verse 12. Hope deferred maketh the heart sick.
So the scripture says, hope deferred maketh the heart sick. So if you're not constantly in this Bible, you're going to find yourself in a sick state of mind. You're going to find yourself depressed. You're going to find yourself lonely. You're going to find yourself beat up, battered, and not finding the solutions to be able to fix it.
Well, hold on. You said battered. That just so happened to be the title. It just so happened to be the title.
All praise. So the scripture says, hope deferred maketh the heart sick. Read on.
But when the desire cometh, it is as a tree of life.
So that desire got to be you going to the Bible to examine yourself, to find the solutions to all of your problems.
Stay there. Give me stay in Proverbs and give me 17 and 22.
The book of Proverbs, chapter 17 and verse 22.
Because we just covered hope being deferred. Our hope has been put off, but we have to be able to find it, grab it, and hold on to it. Go ahead, read.
A merry heart doeth good like a medicine.
Like what?
Like a medicine.
With this broken mind that we have, with these sick spirits that we have now in the body, we have to find the medicine. The medicine is in these scriptures. It's not in the medication that Esau gives you. It's not in his dirty couch, even though some of us need that. You need to be normalized. We're so far away from what we were supposed to be. We have to find a normalcy. We have to be able to say, okay, well, our minds are stable now. We can now focus. Some of us are out of focus, a little bit blurry. We're going to tune you in. Read.
But a broken spirit.
Better what?
But a broken spirit.
That's what we're here to heal. We're here to heal those of broken spirits. We can't fix you physically. We can't fix you mentally. But we can give you the scriptures so you might find hope. Read.
Drieth the bones.
Drieth the bones. From there, give me Sirach 2 and no. I don't want to go there yet. Give me Sirach 40 and 1. I'm going to read a little bit.
The book of Sirach, or Ecclesiasticus in the Apocrypha, chapter 40 and verse 1.
Come on.
Great travail is created for every man.
For who?
For every man.
For every man, there's trials. There's trials and there's tribulations. If the Most High didn't give you these trials and tribulations, how would he prove you? How would he know what you're made of if he doesn't put you through those trials to see if you're worthy of a kingdom? Okay?
And an heavy yoke is upon the sons of Adam. For the day that they go out of their mother's womb, till the day that they return to their mother of all things.
From the day you're born into the day you die, it is not supposed to be easy for you. Those days are behind us. It's going to be a trial. It's supposed to be tribulation. But you're supposed to look at it and say, well, all praises. All praises I'm being tried. All praises I'm going through these tribulations in order to prove me worthy of a kingdom. You have to look at the trials and say, I know, show that picture. It's hard to smile when you're being kicked in the mouth. It's hard to smile when you're constantly being oppressed. It's hard to smile when you got to work 40 hours just to be broke. It's hard to smile doing that. You got bills on top of bills on top of bills. But you're not supposed to be scared. You're not supposed to be worried because we have hope. You can't be scared of going through these trials and tribulations. If you have faith, you have enough. Because the Most High is going to give us exactly what we need. It might not be what you want. Matter of fact, I guarantee you it ain't going to be what you want. Because you're going to have pitfalls. You're going to fall. You're going to have things you have a good day. You might have a bad week right behind it. But you have to find balance. The balance is in this Bible. The balance is in these scriptures. Read.
That's right. Verse 2, their imagination of things to come, and the day of death troubled their thoughts and caused fear of heart.
It caused fear of heart. Our people are scared. You're scared of failure. That was one of the biggest things that I had to conquer when I came into the truth, was the fear of failure. I've always wanted to do more and not be in a position where somebody could say, that's not what I wanted. But you have to get over that. You have to get over that fear, because at the end of the day, all you can do is the best you can. That's all you can do. At the end of the day, that's all you can do. And after that, let the Lord do his work. Read.
Verse 3, from him that sitteth on a throne of glory unto him that is humbled in earth and ashes.
Read.
From him that weareth purple and a crown unto him that is clothed with a linen frock.
It says from the one that wear the crown, the king, all the way to the one that had a linen frock or frock. That's your servants. That's your lower class. Those are the ones that's doing the work on the medial level. Those, if from the top to the bottom, we're going to be tried. From the very top to the bottom. So somewhere in the middle of there is you. You have to be able to go through these tribulations and not be scared. Read.
Wrath and envy, trouble and unquietness, fear of death and anger and strife. And in the time of rest upon his bed, his night's sleep, do change his knowledge.
So even in your nightmares, it's a nightmare. It is a damn nightmare knowing that you got home just enough time to get a couple hours rest and get right back up and do the same damn thing over and over and over again. But you have to be able to see that there's a light through that. There's a light through that. You're not supposed to give, we give 40, 60, 80 hours to your boss, to your workplace, but you don't have 10 minutes for the Bible. How can you grow, or how can you find any type of hope when you're not doing anything for hope to be given to you? You have to be able to open this book and not get sleepy. That's a spirit. That's an evil spirit. You put more time into everything else in the world than you do into your own salvation. And because of that, we have these stress factors. Because of that, we have these issues where we can't build as a people. You have these issues where you hate on your brother, you hate on your sister. For what? If we all going through the same thing. The oppressed trying to impress the oppressed. I've heard that before. That's not me. I'll take no credit for that kind of thing. Read.
Verse 6, a little or nothing is his rest, and afterwards he is in his sleep.
Read.
As in a day of keeping watch, troubled in the vision of his heart, as if he were escaped out of a battle.
Read.
When all is safe, he awaketh, and marveleth that the fear was nothing.
The fear was nothing. A lot of times we worry about absolutely nothing. What are you worried for? If the Lord says, if you keep my commandments, I got you. What are you worried for? It's because you lack faith. You lack hope. We have to start getting to the point where our faith and our hope are hand in hand. They're hand in hand. You see your brother down, you don't call him. You don't reach out. You don't deal with your counselor. How are you supposed to grow? How are you supposed to see that there's more when you don't do anything to grow? Read.
Such things happen unto all flesh, both men and beasts, and that is sevenfold upon sinners.
Now read that part again, bro. You
Yes, sir.
don't give up on me. It's
Such
early.
things happen unto all flesh, both man and beast.
So men and animals go through this. If you read the Willie Lynch letter, and it tells you how to break a slave and how to break an animal, and they're one and the same. That's how they dealt with us. That's how they dealt with us. It says man and beast. The same way it's talking about in the scriptures is the same way Esau, he read it and said, that sounds like a good idea. That's a good idea. Let me break these people. And we've been broken since then. Now you no longer know who you are. We tell our people in the street, hey, you're something more than what they tell you are. You're God's chosen people. And because you have that stress factor, because you're so broken as a people and your spirit is not right, you can't even see that in yourself. You can't even see that you're more than what they tell you are. We're reading it to you in the book that was written aforetime, and you still can't see it because you don't have that hope. But we're going to try to bring that hope back to you. That's if you are willing to learn. Read.
And that is sevenfold more upon sinners.
Come on.
Death and bloodshed, strife and sword, calamities, famine, tribulation, and the scourge. These things are created for the wicked.
Are created for who?
For the wicked.
Those are the people that need to worry. Those are the people that need to be worried. But they're not worried because they're living their happy little life. They're okay with punching the clock and then going home, a happy wife, a happy life. They're good with that because they don't know any better. Our people are stressed the hell out because we don't have the knowledge. Give me that Hosea. Give me Hosea.
The book of Hosea, chapter 4 and verse 6. My people are destroyed for lack of knowledge. Because thou hast rejected knowledge, I will also reject thee.
So when we are rejected, it's because we lack that knowledge. We lack the understanding to know that we're God's chosen people. We are broken and we need to fix it. How do we do that? We go back into this book. We go back to our source. Go back to our power. Once we were separated from our power, we out here on our own. We're kids without a guide. But we have to get back in that hope. Go back to we use that in Sirach. You gonna finish that up?
Yes, sir. The book of Sirach, chapter 40 and verse 10. These things are created for the wicked.
Read.
And for their sakes came the flood.
Read.
All things that are of the earth shall turn to the earth again.
Shall be turned to the earth again. It's not going to be another flood. Those days are over. The next purge is going to be with fire. And those people that are happy here will receive that flame. Those people that don't have hope will receive that flame. Because they're looking at it and see, hey, post that. Send that up. Weeping and gnashing of teeth. Imagine that. Imagine being on fire forever. It's a scary thought. And some of you Israelites play with it. Some of you Israelites, some of you men and women with fringes on, play with this thing. Damn. Imagine that thing. Turning you into a human cigar. Read.
And that which is of the waters doth return into the sea.
Yes, that's it.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, Cap, I like how you was making the connection between faith and then you asked the question about the reading. You said, so you work 40, 60 hours a week, but don't have 10, 15 minutes to get your couple chapters in.
Not even, the 4 chapters is a minimum. Right. Bishop put that out. The 4 chapters should be a minimum in order for you to be able to get through the book in a year. Some of you don't invest 10 minutes in it.
Right.
So how the hell are you reading 4 chapters and you 5 minutes in and you getting sleepy? Damn.
And then the other question is, well, how the hell are you pleasing God if you ain't got enough faith to read for 15 minutes?
Imagine that.
So give me Hebrews chapter 11, verse 6. It's 2 quick scriptures, Cap.
Oh, you said 1.
Oh, I'm sorry.
No, go ahead, bro. Go ahead, bro. It's the Sabbath. Line out one to another, bro.
Mercy, Cap. Mercy, Cap. Hebrews 11 and 6.
The book of Hebrews, chapter 11 and verse 6. But without faith, it is impossible to please him.
It's impossible to please the Lord if we don't have faith and exercise it. Read.
For he that cometh to God must believe that he is, and that he is a rewarder of them that diligently seek him.
Now, to the point that Cap brought out about the connection between faith and your reading, make sure you remember this. Romans chapter 10, verse 17. So it's impossible to please God without faith, but how are we going to get it? You got to take that 10 to 15 minutes to do what the Lord told you to do. Read that.
The book of Romans chapter 10 and verse 17. So then faith cometh by hearing,
Faith is going to come by hearing, read,
and hearing by the word of God.
by that 10 to 15 minutes it takes you to read your 4 chapters a day. That's how you're going to build your faith up. All right.
You know what's crazy is that we talk about this and we're almost giving you the clues on how to get the kingdom, right? That's what the book says, right? So you'll spend all this time in Esau's couch. You'll spend all this time in Esau's medicine. You probably spend more than 10 minutes in the pharmacy getting all your damn psych meds. If you just open your book, send that over. Send that over. Don't give up. That's the medicine. If you, instead of sitting there on Esau's couch crying about something that happened to you when you was 3 years old, if you would just open the book, you might find the medicine. You know how women count children's age in months. You're 30 months old. You know, you're 30 months old when something happened to you and you still holding on to it. Let it go. Let it go. Men and women, because the topic for the class is battered men. The sisters, they have their trials and their tribulations, but it's the men that are going to build this kingdom back. You have to find counsel. You have to be able to get over the things that you was afflicted with. You have to let those things go. Give me Romans 12.
The book of Romans, chapter 12 and verse 1. I beseech you, therefore, brethren, by the mercies of God, that ye present your bodies a living sacrifice, holy, acceptable unto God, which is your reasonable service.
Read 2.
And be not conformed to this world.
So be not conformed to this world. Be not stuck in this rut that they put for us. This is all these traps. Be not conformed to fall in those traps. You have to be able to be strong enough to overcome them. We're going to fall in them, but you have to overcome them. You can't let them become you. Hey, that's one. There's a whole doctrine. Whole doctrines. That's where our people find their hope. In bars and clubs and all manners of wickedness. But guess what? That's more stress factors. More stress to come. Yeah, matter of fact, while we in that vein talking about the stress, give me that picture about the PTSD. Because that's where our people have. And it's not post-traumatic stress, it's slave disorder. Post-traumatic slave disorder. Because we've been turned into slaves. It's not just stress anymore. It's slavery. Our minds have been turned into perfect slaves. And that's what we have to come out of. We have to overcome these things. Matter of fact, read those.
What PTSD looks like. Avoid thinking of the trauma. Flashbacks. Cannot concentrate. Negative thinking. Sleeping difficulty. Feeling guilt or shame. Negative mood. Always on guard. Loss of interest. Bad dreams.
And those are just some of the things that we suffer. Those are just some of the things. It don't talk about how you have trouble with your family. It's not telling you about how you're not dealing with your brothers and sisters righteously in the Lord. It don't cover those things. It's just showing you these carnal things that you suffer. What about the spiritual things that you suffer? What about the things that you suffer because you can't grow? Because you're not putting any time into your growth. What about those things? There's a video I sent you about that, about the post-traumatic slave. I know we have to use examples. Israel's a visual people.
So what? If she's abusing me, I still love her.
Now, even after getting abused by the other girl, the girl is saying, I love her. This is exactly what we call Stockholm Syndrome. Now, if we explain in simple words, Stockholm Syndrome is a psychological reaction that victims of abuse and hostage situations experience when they develop a favorable feeling for the abuser. Now, in addition to the basic kidnapper-hostage scenario, Stockholm Syndrome encompasses additional traumas in which a link exists between the abuser and the victim. Now, numerous medical experts view the victim's positive thoughts towards their abuser as a psychological reaction or coping technique that they may employ to get through the traumatizing days, weeks, or even years of abuse. Now, if we talk about the basic symptoms of it, the victim starts to harbor ill will towards the police or other authorities or anybody who could be attempting to free them from their captivity. Now, they can even refuse to help you fight.
Hold on. You develop an ill will towards those that are trying to free you from your captivity. Is that not what we do? Is that not what we go into? Is that not what we have? Where we actually have, where we go and teach our people? No, you don't have to be abused. No, you don't have to be a slave. Do they not turn the tide on us? It says, no, we don't want you in our community. No, we want TD, or we want Jakes. I was going to say something else. We don't want no drama. We don't want no drama. But we have to see that our people are stressed the hell out. And how can we help them if we can't even help ourselves? That's why, as men, you have to see that there's something more. Something more. There's a greater reward for us if we do the work. Stop being selfish, because a lot of you get stuck in this rut. You can drop that. You get stuck in this rut. And we just covered the whole thing about the Stockholm Syndrome. That's what we are. Most of us have the Stockholm Syndrome, the PTSD. Those are all symptoms of the same slavery, the slave mind that we have. Those are all symptoms. They're different. They're different versions of the same problem. Give me that one with Frederick Douglass. To your left, your other left.
It is easier to build strong children than to repair broken men.
You see that? Damn. I should have posted the date when this was written. This is during the time of slavery. This is during the time of slavery. It's easier to build strong children. We're pouring our time into the children to build them up, but we also have to repair the men. Because the men are going to be the ones that's going to hold fast. They're going to hold the line until the children are ready to take their place. We have to hold the line. You have to be built up in order to do that. If you don't do that, there's gaps where our enemies creep in, where they come in and they disrupt everything. They perverse our women. They perverse our children. They give us this stupid music. They give us these different diseases and all the things that keep us in this lowest state. We as men have to stand up and take charge. Where are those men at that's going to stand up and they're going to take charge? Open this book and bring our people back to a righteous state. Where are those men at? Give me the, do you have anything, any of the marches that we have? Any of those on stock? Look at this. These are the men that the Lord is looking for. The men that's out here risking their lives to bring back a people that don't want them there.
That's right.
Our leadership labor in pain to bring forth this kingdom. No battle music, no nothing. Just dry pictures, huh? It's all right. It's my fault. I'll take the blame. I'll take the blame. I'll take it. I'll take it. Go back to the pictures and the one with the guy on the guy holding the shield.
There is nothing stronger than a broken man who has rebuilt himself.
Because you're now battle tested. You've been quenched in the fire. If you know anything about metal is brittle until you actually quench it in fire. Improve it. Give me that video when it was in Rome. Uh-oh. Hey, hit me with that music one more time, bro. Now play the video. Turn it up.
This is where Jesus is. This is sanctuary. Sir, calm down. How dare you come here to blaspheme the mighty name of Jesus? No, get out. How dare you blaspheme here inside the tabernacle? Who are you? He's not white.
I started thinking to myself,
Get away.
man, what did he do to make them niggas that mad?
Going to the Basilica right now.
Hey, hold on.
We're in Rome, and we're going to go and.
Do you see how he fought for white Jesus? That's what Stockholm Syndrome looks like.
Damn.
You would fight for the idea of a white Jesus. Fight your brother in a church that you call the sanctuary. You call it the tabernacle. It's not the tabernacle, you big dummy. That's not the tabernacle. But you would fight your brother in the church because he told you that Jesus looked just like you. That's what the slave mind looks like.
Damn.
Oh yeah, our people. Where's the hope? Where's his hope? Where's his hope? Now, what would have happened if we was Negroes and said, okay, well, I'll go dollar for dollar with you and beat his ass in there? That's not what we're here for. We're here to win our people back over. Our people have to be given hope. And we can't do that worldly. We have to do this through the scriptures. Spiritually, we have to do that. What else you got? Stockholm Syndrome.
August 23, 1973 was just an ordinary day in Stockholm until 4 employees of Sveriges Credit Bank were taken hostage in the bank's vault for 6 consecutive days. But what happened next was far from ordinary. Even though the hostages were held at gunpoint by criminals, they began to develop an unexpected bond with their captors, which was witnessed both when the standoff ended and during the court proceedings when the captives defended their kidnappers and expressed regret when they were sentenced to prison. Psychologists dub this phenomenon Stockholm Syndrome, but how is such an unlikely bond created?
It's called Stockholm Syndrome. A powerful kidnapper, skilled in torture, manipulation. Something snaps in the victim's mind. The captive falls in love with her captor.
Psychologists believe that it happens when the captor mentally abuses the victim and threatens his or her life, but then chooses not to kill the captive. The relief of being spared makes the captive feel gratitude towards the captor. Victims experiencing a harrowing situation such as this misinterpret rare or small acts of kindness as good treatment or compassion. And that's how our survival instinct is at the heart of this syndrome. In 1977, 20-year-old Colleen Stan was kidnapped while hitchhiking to a friend's house. Her kidnappers, a couple named Cameron and Janice Hooker, kept Stan as a slave for 7 years, repeatedly assaulting her and making her spend most of her time in a coffin-like box. Stan was made to sign a so-called contract agreeing to be a slave and was told by her captors that a powerful organization called the Company would track her down and harm her family if she attempted to escape. Despite being allowed to visit her family, Stan refused to flee and returned to her abductors. Even after escaping, thanks to the assistance of Janice, Stan persisted in contacting and sympathizing with her captor Cameron. So next time you hear the term Stockholm Syndrome, remember that it's a complicated psychological response that can happen amid the most unexpected of circumstances.
All right. So is that not what our people suffer from?
The hell is
Do
this?
you not work 40 hours? They give you a day off. They give you a half a day off. They give you 2 hours of leave. And you go right back to them, and you don't want to escape the plantation? You don't want to escape the plantation? As much money as we spend amongst each other, well, actually, it's not amongst us, it's with them. You telling me that we can't come together and get our own? No. It's because you've been turned into the perfect slave. You are a consumer. You work just enough to keep working. You're poor enough to continue to be poor. And it doesn't matter how much money you have, you're poor in spirit. You're poor in faith. You're poor in hope. Our people need to be enriched in this Bible again. The word of God has to be put back into you. And that's those that are outside the truth and inside the truth. Our people are desperate, dry bones. We are those dry bones. But you see, as the water rises, you see the sinews coming back. You see the spirit coming back into those dry bones. and you can't do nothing to stop it. You can't do anything. You can't gainsay this word. So, food for thought. Go to Romans 8. Romans 8:31.
The book of Romans, chapter 8 and verse 31.
Come on.
What shall we then say to these things? If God be for us, who can be against us?
Who can be against us? Who can be against us when we're doing all these great works, where we're going out to these communities and we're winning the hearts and the minds of the people? Who can speak against that? That we're taking people out of these crime-filled environments, telling sisters, hey, stop whoring yourself out. Stop being a baby mother. Be a righteous wife. Who can gainsay against that? Brothers that were drug dealers, brothers that were murderers, rapists. Who can speak against that? Only the devil itself would try to speak against that. Read.
Verse 32. He that spared not his own son, but delivered him up for us all, how shall he not with him also freely give us all things?
All things. Hope. Faith. All these things that we're growing in, how can we not get those things? If Christ died for us, in order for us not to be put to death for the things that we deserve to be put to death for. Read.
Who shall lay anything to the charge of God's elect? It is God that justifieth.
It's God's words that justifies us. That's why we do what we do, because these words are real. These words are life. Read.
Who is he that condemneth? It is Christ that died, yea, rather that is risen again, who is even at the right hand of God.
Read.
Who also maketh intercession for us.
Read.
Who shall separate us from the love of Christ? Shall tribulation, or distress, or persecution, or famine, or nakedness, or peril, or sword? As it is written, for thy sake we are killed all the day long. We are accounted as sheep for the slaughter.
Are we not those sheep falling in the traps? Are not all these things that we just read not fall upon our people? Are we not being oppressed? When you can be right and still be wrong. You got your paperwork, you got everything right. Them cop lights come on, your heart start beating fast. You don't know if you're gonna live or die. You go into the store to go get something, you don't know if you're gonna be choked out. You live in constant fear. The stress is high. You don't know if you leave the house, you ever come back home. Your kids leave. You don't know if they're going to come back home. If you're married, your wife, she goes to work. You don't know. The Most High might take her. You don't know from day to day. There's no assurity. All you have is faith and hope. Read.
Verse 37. Nay, in all these things, we are more than conquerors.
We are more than conquerors. We are more because we have hope. We can read the outcome. We know what's coming. We're reading and we know what's coming. We can read the future. No necromancy. Give me Sirach 2. Let's see what some of those things that can separate us. If you're weak in spirit, weak in mind. What are these things? 2 and 1.
The book of Sirach, chapter 2 and verse 1.
Come on.
My son, if thou come to serve the Lord, prepare thy soul for temptation.
You have to prepare for this fight. It's not going to be something that's going to come easy. You see boxers, how boxers prepare? They go out, they start the training camp, they start preparing their bodies. Rigorous. I'm talking about they separate themselves from their family. They don't want no distractions. No distractions. You can't turn your damn TV off for 10 minutes. Housewives.
All they think about is their opponent.
That's it. They tune in. They focus.
Damn.
We have to focus. We have an enemy. It's everybody against God. Those are our enemies. Even in our own people. Until you turn back to God, we count you as an enemy. When you start turning your life around, then I can see you. I can see that you're my brother. We're brothers in arms. We're fighting the fight together. We're going to grow together. We're going to go together. But for a different time in another class. Read.
Set thy heart aright and constantly endure.
And constantly endure. That faith, that hope. Getting over the stress factors. Getting over being broken. Read.
And make not haste in time of trouble.
So when our people are stressed out, a lot of times this is what we do. We look for the easiest way to cope, whether it be drugs, whether it be porn, whatever floats your boat. Smoking, drinking, partying. We looking for coping mechanisms to make it easier for the suffering. To lighten the burden. That's not how you lighten the burden. You lighten the burden by getting stronger. Your body is broken, build it. Your spirit is broken, build it. Your mental is fractured. You can't forget the old things, but you can get stronger to get over them. Don't let the old things weigh you down. Read.
Cleave unto him and depart not away, that thou mayest be increased at thy last end.
You mean we what?
That thou mayest be increased at thy last
That
end.
means made stronger. Made stronger. You're battle tested. That battle fatigue that was overcoming you, you're made stronger. So you can endure. So you can move forward. So you can go out and teach. So you can go out and build your people back to a righteous state. That's what we have to do. That's what the Lord called you here for. He called you here for that purpose. All of us have different ministries. All of us are called to a higher standard. Give me, is there more videos on that? Yeah, get that. I don't want to leave it off.
It starts with a little silent treatment as a test to see when you are going to weaken and when you are going to reach out and call them. Because they know that they've left you at a time when you are so weak and so devastated that much like the Stockholm Syndrome, you feel they are the only ones that can heal the damage that they themselves created. Sometimes that just means...
Wait. Do you hear how Esau, you see his words, how he used them? He says that you run to them because you feel that they're the only ones that can give you hope. You run to your oppressor to help oppress you more. Damn. Our people are broken. And they've studied it. They have think tanks. They know what you think before you think it. When you open your phone and you start typing and it finishes your sentence, that's unique to you. Go back.
You feel they are the only ones that can heal the damage that they themselves created.
They create the problem. Hold on. They create the problem and then sell you the medicine and call it a cure. They're the ones that created the mental break that you have. Read. Go ahead. Play it.
Sometimes that just means completely ignoring you and disappearing.
That was it. So we have these different issues, these different problems that we have. They were created by the same people that's oppressing you. But guess what? We gave them that power. And we continue to give them that power until we take our power back. Until we take it back from them. Give me Philippians 4:6. Until we take our power back. We in this docile, weak state.
The book of Philippians, chapter 2 and verse 6. Who, being in the form of God, thought it not robbery to be equal with God.
Is that Philippians?
Yes, sir.
4 and 6?
4 and 6. I'm sorry. 2 and 6 I read. Sorry.
Oh, help me out.
The book of Philippians, chapter 4 and verse 6.
He had me question myself.
The hell is this?
Read.
Be careful for nothing, but in everything by prayer and supplication with thanksgiving, let your requests be made known unto God.
So you shouldn't be scared, because we know if we pray and we put our hope and our faith in the Most High, He is faithful to give those that ask. If you lack understanding, pray for it. If you lack strength, pray for it. If you lack faith, pray for it. Ask for the strength to continue to grow. You have to pray for it. You have to ask the Most High, and He's going to give it to you if you're worthy of it. Read.
And the peace of God, which passeth all understanding.
It just says the peace of God. Not the white man's couch. Not sitting on Esau's line for psychiatric drugs. Have you on Ritalin? Not that. You find the peace in the Lord and His understanding. Read.
And the peace of God, which passeth all understanding, shall keep your hearts and minds through Christ Jesus.
Read.
Finally, brethren, whatsoever things are true, whatsoever things are honest, whatsoever things are just, whatsoever things are pure, whatsoever things are lovely, whatsoever things are of good report, if they be any virtue, and if there be any praise, think on these things.
Dwell on these things. Not the things that you got going on in your life that's keeping you down, that the burdens that you have, the broken mind and the broken spirit that you have. No, you think on the good things in this book. Think on the glory and the kingdom that's coming. Think on that. Don't dwell in the past. What happened to you when you was 2 years old? What happened to you when you was 10 years old? Those are stress factors that you had. You might not forget them, but you have to overcome them. You have to overcome them. Our people, we've been through a lot. We have been through a lot as a people. Even though your stress factors might not be my stress factors, but I know together we can get past them. I know with unity we can get past them.
That's right.
Read.
Those things which ye have both learned and received and heard and seen in me, do, and the God of peace shall be with you.
From there, give me 2 Timothy 1:7.
The book of 2 Timothy, chapter 1 and verse 7.
Come on.
For God hath not given us the spirit of fear, but of power and of love and of a sound mind.
Of a sound mind. A sound mind. We have to put off that weak nature. Matter of fact, give me that 2 Ezra 14. 2 Ezra 14. We have to know that the Most High did not give us a spirit of fear. He did not give us a broken mind. We inherited that through our foolishness and our sin. That was a consequence of what we did. That's what it looks like. Read.
The book of 2 Ezra, chapter 14 and verse 14. Let go from thee mortal thoughts. Cast away the burdens of man. Put off now the weak nature.
The what nature?
The weak nature.
It's weak for you to dwell on things that you can't change. That's weak. Your strength comes from seeing what's coming and build yourself to it. Knowing that we have a greater hope, knowing that we have something to fight to. It's more than just dwelling on something that you have no power over changing. It is what it is. Let it go. Don't let that post-traumatic slave disorder beat you down. Get over that and look towards being the prophets that the Most High God called you to be. Read.
And set aside the thoughts that are most heavy unto thee.
It says, do what with them?
And set aside the thoughts that are most heavy unto thee.
Set aside meaning that you're not gonna. You can't undo them. Set them aside. Read.
And haste thee to flee from these times.
Read.
For yet greater evils than those which thou hast seen happen shall be done hereafter.
So you have to think about this. The things that's in the past is in the past. More stuff is coming. How can you get ready for the battle that's coming when you can't let what already passed you go? You have to be able to, what was the transition? Shift. You have to be stronger than what they say that you are. You have to be stronger than that. Overcome. Read.
Verse 17. For look how much the world shall be weaker through age. So much the more shall evils increase upon them that dwell therein. For the truth is fled far away, and leasing is hard at hand. For now hasteth the vision to come, which thou hast seen.
So we reading this, and we have to know that the times that's coming, where the wars and the rumors of wars, we're in that time now. You're looking at it. You're looking at it. There's wars happening all over the world. All over the world. That great fire is coming. And you have to be battle tested and ready for that fight. The Most High is not calling broken men in order for you to fight this great fight. You have to be changed. Your mind has to be changed. You have to be spiritually ready for this fight that's coming. And if you're dwelling on the past, you're not ready. Matter of fact, in the military, they say that you're not fit for the battle, and they put you out. Hey, guess what the Most High is going to do? Greater. Same thing. No, greater. Give me that but this is how we cope. Let's get to the coping. Give me Galatians 5. Let's get to the coping. Let's get past what we had already. Let's fix the problem. Start in the flesh.
Yes, sir. The book of Galatians, chapter 5 and verse 19. Now the works of the flesh are manifest, which are these: adultery, fornication, uncleanness, lasciviousness, idolatry, witchcraft, hatred, variance, emulations, wrath, strife, seditions, heresies, envyings, murders, drunkenness, revelings, and such like, of the which I tell you before, as I have also told you in times past, that they which do such things shall not inherit the kingdom of God.
So that's a given. That's a given. You do these things, you cannot inherit the kingdom of God. That weak mind, that weak spirit, you cannot inherit the kingdom. So what is the alternative? What does the Most High call you for? Read.
But the fruit of the Spirit.
This is what you're supposed to be feeding, not the flesh. The flesh is you doing all the things that's comfortable to you, doing all the worldly things that you have. Those are the fleshly things. God called you to be spiritual. Read.
But the fruit of the Spirit is love, joy, peace, long-suffering, gentleness, goodness, faith, meekness, temperance. Against such there is no law.
That temperance, meaning making you stronger. Making you stronger. To temper something is to make it stronger. We have to get spiritual, not carnal. Laying on Esau's couch and crying. Can we find that mamby-pamby? And he hit him in the head with the tissues. Can you find that real quick? Yeah, you put that on there while you're looking for it. This is what Esau will have you to believe is counseling. This is what he'll have you to believe is going to fix all your problems.
The hell is this?
This is just so you can get normal, so you can start growing. Get you battle ready.
Could switching to Geico really save you?
You find it? You say mamby-pamby, and you hit him in the tissue, hit him with the tissues. Hey, if it's going to take a long time, don't worry about it. That's it. Yeah, play that.
Could switching to Geico really save you 15% or more on car insurance? Does a former drill sergeant make a terrible therapist?
And that's why yellow makes me sad, I think.
That's interesting. You know what makes me sad?
You do! Maybe we should chug on over to Mamby-Pamby land where maybe we can find some self-confidence for you, you jackwagon!
Tissue? Right, baby.
Geico.
And that's what we need. We need that tough love. We need that tough love because you think laying on the couch crying all the time is going to fix the problem. That's not what's going to fix the problem. You coming back to the Spirit of the Lord is going to fix your problems. You leaving the damn drugs alone is going to fix your problems. You being strong in your house is going to fix your problems. You ordering right, getting your spirit right, that's what's going to fix your problems. Not laying on the damn couch and crying all the time or pouring your fears out into somebody that can't help you. All they doing is using it against you. They build a profile, and next thing you know, they have a long list of damn medicine for you to keep you in this catatonic state where you can't grow anymore. The mind of a child. Look at some of these rappers and some of these ball players and the actors. Look at that. That's just Monday. You ain't even see Tuesday medicine yet. Our people are broken to the point where you think that's your solution. That's not your solution. That's part of your problem. That's part of your problem. They had you up, they had you down. You don't know which way to turn. Because these things alter your spirit. And they take you out the spirit. Then you can't find your spirit. Next thing you know, you dead without a spirit. Full progression. Give me Zephaniah 2:1.
The book of Zephaniah, chapter 2 and verse 1. Gather yourselves together. Yea, gather together, O nation not desired.
Why does the Most High tell us to gather ourselves together? Because we're going to be a broken people. We were scattered around the world. The places that I've been, there's white Jesus everywhere I've been. There's white Jesus in the middle of a jungle. Right now, people are worshiping that don't speak English. But they pray in English. And they sing in English. But they don't speak English. Think about that. Think about the mental break that you have to for you to be able to sing a song that you don't even know the words. You don't even know what it means. But you associate it with your captor. Our minds are broke. Our minds are broke. Give me Malachi 3. Gather together. Gather together. All through this Bible is unity. When you separate, when you decide that you want to do your own thing, guess what? You that lone sheep, you won't get devoured by the wolves. Read that.
The book of Malachi, chapter 3 and verse
16.
Then they that feared the Lord spake often one to another, and the Lord hearkened and heard it, and a book of remembrance was written before him for them that feared the Lord and that thought upon his name.
Those people that are broken, we call each other, we gather together. Guess what it makes it? It makes your burden a little bit lighter. For you don't have to go sit on Esau's couch if you're doing what the Bible says do. You don't need that. How is that you in the world you would go sit in a club for hours to try to I guess to put away the pain and find some type of enjoyment? We have feast days every 7 days. We have a new moon every month. We have high holy days, and some of you don't even come to the high holy days. But you went to the club. But you went to basketball games. You went to football games. You had a season pass.
The hell is this?
But we have feast days. We have times where we gather together in order to make this just a little bit more enjoyable and to build your spirit up. But you want to sit on Esau's couch and cry and you had your back rubbed and tell you it's going to be okay. Well, guess what? If you don't get back in this Bible, it's not going to be okay. It can't be okay. You understand? Give me that. Deuteronomy 28 and 28. Because that's what you are. You are out of your damn minds. And that's a curse. That's a curse. That's one of the curses. Matter of fact, 15 and then 28.
Yes, sir. The book of Deuteronomy, chapter 28 and verse 15. But it shall come to pass, if thou wilt not hearken unto the voice of the Lord thy God, to observe to do all his commandments and his statutes, which I command thee this day, that all these curses shall come upon thee and overtake thee.
Were we not overtaken? Were we not being told exactly what was going to happen to us? And guess what? It happened. And it's still happening. Until we get right. Read.
Verse 28. The Lord shall smite thee with madness.
Who?
The Lord shall smite thee with madness.
Who's the one that smites you with madness?
The Lord.
So look at our rappers. You put him up there. See if you find a couple more crazy ass rappers. They know the truth. Well, they know they have a vision of the truth. They know that they're Israelites. You got any more? Yeah, he sang songs. Matter of fact, he got a song about Judah. I think I heard it one time. I've never heard him play it ever again. Yeah, no. I'm saying though, you see that video? Where have you ever seen it play that?
He called himself Snoop Lion now, right?
No. He called himself Snoop Lion, and then he aligned himself with Martha Stewart. So yeah. You might have I guess a glimpse of righteousness, but if you're not studying, if you're not growing, that diminishes. They know that. They put money in your face. They throw loose women at you. They throw drugs at you. They look. Put this lunatic up there. This dude is crazy. He actually said, "I don't know what oppression looks like. I've never been oppressed."
The hell is this?
Your life is oppression. This dude look like a human chalkboard. You are insane. You have been smitten with madness. Your mind ain't right. Your mind ain't right. But the commandments of God will get us right. The commandments of God will get us right. Give me 1 Corinthians 12. Hey, don't let me run over my time, bro. Don't have Deacon jack me up, bro. You hear that, AV? AV, can you hear me? Oh, so now I call them AV instead of the tech team. You see how IT? I'm start calling you IT again. They asked me to call them the new name. I call them the new name and they ignore me. Read that.
The book of 1 Corinthians chapter 12 and verse
25.
That there should be no schism in the body, but that the members should have the same care one for another.
That should do what?
Should have the same care one for another.
So as we grow as a people, we are able to lean on each other and say, hey, bro, if we speaking one to another, I know you got issues. Hey, bro, how's your family doing? How's your rib doing? Know what I'm going to do? I'm going to pray for you. I'm going to put you in my prayer. Hey, keep me in your prayer so we can continue to grow and so we can continue to get better. But how you going to do that if you're not communicating one to another? If you're not gathering with your brothers? Most of you, I not say most, a lot of you don't see yourselves with your brothers, growing with your brothers. You think that you can do this by yourself. Oh, how mistaken you are. We have to grow together. We're going to grow together, with or without you. With or without you. Read.
Verse 26. And whether one member suffer, all the members suffer with it.
So guess what? My brother, he got issues. I got issues. Because if we growing together, hey man, lay your burdens on me, bro. Your cross doesn't have to be so heavy. Let me help you carry that cross, bro. That's how we're supposed to be as a people. Guess how far we can go. Guess how far we can go. Your pride separates you from the love of God too. So you prideful, you don't even want to lean on your brother. Guess what? At the end of the day, he can help you. You having this broken spirit, this broken mind, guess who can help you? Your brother right next to you. We're in a war together. In the military, it's called battle buddies. If you don't have a battle buddy, if you ain't got somebody that you can trust right next to you, you out here by yourself. You naked and alone. Anything can happen to you. Your mind is not right. But we're trying to get you right through the Lord's word. Read.
Or one member be honored, all the members rejoice with it.
So when my brother gets out of his rut, we all feel good. We all doing good. You got issues at your house? Hey, bro, I'm saying let's go over some scriptures. Let's build. That's how we're supposed to be as a people. Who turned us against that? Who told you that you can do it by yourself? You could be a bad bee. Some of you dudes. Huh? Oh, man. Oh, man. The world is upside down because of us, bro. The whole world. The whole world. Give me Sirach 38. We're going to jump around a little bit, Sirach. Be flexible, brother. Sirach 38, start with verse 1.
The book of Sirach, or Ecclesiasticus in the Apocrypha, chapter 38 and verse 1.
Come on.
Honor a physician with the honor due unto him, for the uses which he may have of him, for the Lord have created him.
So like I said, a lot of you have to be brought back to a normal state before you can even start doing some of this stuff. You're so out of balance. Your drug addictions, your whatever got you to the point where it's no longer about you just being able to talk. Some people need Esau's medicine. Some people, you need to spend about 2-3 good weeks, solid weeks, sitting on the couch, getting it out your system. Some of you need that because just the word alone is not enough for you. But once you get to a normal state, once you get to the point where the words are being soaked in, then you can start growing. But until then, if your cup is full, who can put something else in it? If your cup is full of problems, who can put any life in it? Your cup is already full. We got to start emptying that cup out. So if it takes you sitting on the couch for about a good week, go ahead and do that. Go ahead and do that. Go sit on Esau's couch, cry it out. You know what I'm saying? My man hit you in the head with the tissues. You need that. Some of you need that. Give me verse 9.
Verse 9. My son, in thy sickness be not negligent, but pray unto the Lord.
But what?
But pray unto the Lord.
Read.
And he will make thee whole.
So that's how we get our wholeness. That's how we get reconciled. That's how we get healed. We go to the Lord for it. But don't dishonor the physician, because like I said, some of you need that. Some of you need a handful of get-ups and get-downs. Oh, man. I pray whatever the physical conditions that you're going through. Yeah, you had it up there? Yeah. Some of you need this. Some of you need somebody to write you a strong prescription to get over some of the issues that you have. Damn. But that shouldn't be your go-to. Your go-to is the Lord. Where you at, officer?
Verse 10.
Read.
Leave off from sin. And order thine hands aright.
Hey, guess what? If you're constantly in the midst of sin, how can you grow? If you're doing these things, you're praying to the Lord, you know that the Most High is not going to hear a sinner. If you're in the midst of sin, why is he going to give you the solution you look for, and you're not stopping the reason that got you there? You understand? Some of you brothers, you indulge in porn and all kind of foolishness. How is the Most High going to give you anything, bro, if you're not stopping the thing that got you there? You smoking weed, you drinking every day. You're a full-blown alcoholic. Stop that first. Stop that first. Read. Jump
Leave
to 12.
off from sin.
Jump
and
to 12.
order thy hands aright.
Jump to 12.
Verse 12. Then give place to the physician, for the Lord have created him. Let him not go from thee, for thou hast need of him.
Read.
There is a time when their hands, I'm sorry, let me read it again.
There
is a time when in their hands there is good success.
So there's a time for everything. That's what I said. It's not about just giving them all your honor. No, you're supposed to give them the honor that they deserve because they were sent by the Lord. Some of you need help. But once you get that help, now it's time to start growing in the spirit. Jump to verse 20 for time's sake.
Verse 20. Take no heaviness to heart. Drive it away.
So you're not supposed to be laid out on the floor crying and weeping. As a man, you cannot be that way. As a man, you cannot be that way. Even for you sisters, some of you sisters hold on to burdens for way too long. And what it does is it doesn't just corrupt you. It corrupts your family, your husband. It corrupts your children. It corrupts the sisters around you. You wind up becoming a damn plague. You cannot allow that to corrupt you. You have to be able to let that thing go. Read.
Take no heaviness to heart. Drive it away and remember the last end.
Read.
Forget it not, for there is no turning again. Thou shalt not do him good, but hurt thyself.
It's not going to do you any good to dwell on these things. For you to be depressed in this manic depressive state, you cannot grow like that. You have to let it go and continue to grow in the spirit. From there, give me Sirach 30 and verse 18. Hey, how much we got? What we looking like on time? All right.
The book of Sirach, chapter 30 and verse 18.
You got to start winding down. Yeah.
Delicates poured upon a mouth, shut up as messes of meat.
Read that again. Read
Yes,
that
sir.
again. Take your time, brother. Take your time. We ain't in a rush.
Delicates poured upon a mouth, shut up as a messes of meat, set upon a grave. Let me read that again.
One more time for good luck, bro.
Delicates poured upon a mouth shut up are as messes of meat set upon a grave.
Read.
What good doeth the offering unto an idol? For neither can it eat nor smell. So is he that is persecuted of the Lord.
Read.
He seeth with his eyes and groaneth, as a eunuch that embraceth a virgin and sigheth.
So this is the whole thing about the eunuch, and you can't do anything about it. You can't wrap your mind around it. You don't have the function, and you're given a fair virgin, and there's nothing you can do about it, right? Read.
Give not over thy mind to heaviness, and afflict not thyself in thine own counsel.
In thine own counsel. Because you need that help. The same way there's nothing that you can do about your past. Let it go. Let it go. Do not dwell on it. Don't let it overcome you and become depressed. Read.
The gladness of the heart is the life of man, and the joyfulness of a man prolongeth his days. Love thine own soul and comfort thy heart. Remove sorrow far from thee.
Do what?
Remove sorrow far from thee.
One more time for the people in the back.
Remove sorrow far from thee.
Read.
For sorrow have killed many, and there is no profit therein.
So that sorrow, that depression, that those mental anxieties, the different post-traumatic slave syndrome, what we just have, the Stockholm syndrome, all these stressors that we have, let it go. Let it go. Grow from that thing. Don't hold on to it. Where we at?
We just finished verse 23.
Jump from there. Give me, where was I at? I lost my place. Lost my place. Yeah. No. Give me Revelations 21. Revelations 21. Yeah, I lost my place for a second. We right back in it. So we don't pick up the dribble.
The book of Revelations, chapter 21 and verse...
Start at 3.
And verse 3. And I heard a great voice out of heaven saying, Behold, the tabernacle of God is with men, and he will dwell with them, and they shall be his people, and God himself shall be with them and be their God.
That's our hope. We're reading about hope. All right? So read.
And God shall wipe away all tears from their eyes.
So you don't have to sit down on somebody's couch and get hit in the head with the damn carton. The Most High is going to wipe away your tears. But you have to endure. You have to fight. You have to get yourself spiritually in shape. Not physically in shape. Some of you brothers, you put way too much time in the gym and not enough in the book. Way too much time in the gym. Brothers be in the gym all day. Like, hey, bro, you read anything today? Not so much. Not yet. No. Yeah. Not yet. The day's over. Talking about not yet. Read.
And there shall be no more death, neither sorrow, nor crying, neither shall there be any more pain, for the former things are passed away.
So all of those things are passed away. Once we get to the point where the Most High starts dealing with us, the kingdom is going to come. Everything that's in heaven will be on earth. We're going to be those righteous examples once again. We're going to be the people that's going to rule this planet. Those people that put these stresses on you, that caused you to be post-traumatically stressed, those people will be stressed. When we chasing their ass through the damn, through the caves and pulling them out of the holes and giving them the justice that they deserve. But that's not going to happen while you mamby-pambied up. It's not going to happen. Read.
And he that sat upon the throne said, Behold, I make all things new. And he said unto me, Write, for these words are true and faithful.
Read.
And he said unto me, It is done. I am Alpha and Omega, the beginning and the end. I will give unto him that is athirst of the fountain of the water of life freely.
How do you going to give it to us?
Freely.
So we're going to have those things. It's not going to be a hard thing to understand. When the Most High, when he cracks that sky and the kingdom is coming and the wars start and everything is popping off, we're not going to be worried about what's going on in Gaza. We're not going to be worried about what's going on in damn Ukraine. You're not going to be worried about things that's going on around the world. Everything is going to fall into place. The way it's supposed to happen is happening right now. Don't stand in the way of the Lord's judgment. Do not get in the way of that, because you might get a little on you. You might get a little bit on you. Read.
Verse 7. He that overcometh shall inherit all things.
Shall inherit some things.
All things.
Shall inherit some things.
All things.
All things will be given back unto us. But we have to be in that state. You have to be physically fit for the battle. In order for you to be physically fit for the battle, your mind has to be right. Your spirit has to start getting right. You have to start growing in this truth. You can't be a babe forever. Eventually, you're going to have to start eating meat. You can't drink milk forever. In order for you to do that, you might not want to be on medications. You might not want to have to sit on the couch anymore. That's when you know that you've evolved. You become stronger. We have to get to that point. We have to get to that point, Israel. You got anything?
Yeah, give me Titus chapter 2.
Yeah, I guess I saw you over here. He's like, just put me in, coach. Just put me in. Let me get one.
Right. Talking about being able to grow, right? We gotta abstain from all these evil things. And at the beginning, as we getting ourselves built up, that milk is sufficient. But once you develop to a certain state, if all you sipping is milk because you haven't grown, you're going to be malnourished at that point.
No, you're going to be lactose intolerant.
Damn. Bubble guts.
Bubble guts. For you.
Give me verse 1 and 2.
The book of Titus, chapter 2 and verse 1. But speak thou the things which become sound doctrine, that the aged men be sober, grave, temperate, sound in faith, in charity, in patience.
Right. Those are the things that we need to inhabit as men. Give me the desire, the sincere milk of the word.
Yeah, Timothy. Hey, brother, don't be throwing scriptures out there, bro.
The book of 1 Peter, chapter 2 and verse 2. As newborn babes, desire the sincere milk of the word, that ye may grow thereby.
And that's how we're going to grow. We got to grow through the sincere milk of the word. But read verse 1.
Verse 1. Wherefore, laying aside all malice.
And these are the things that we picked up from all these stressors that we've experienced here in America. We picked up malice, read.
And all guile.
Guile, read.
And hypocrisy.
Hypocrisies, read.
And envy.
Uh-huh.
And all evil speaking.
So we got to rid ourselves of all those things as we apply the milk of the word of God.
Hey, brother, you only took one. Before you took two. It's all right. It's all right. It's all right.
Wrong direction.
Nah, you good, bro. You good. Give me 2 Timothy chapter 2 and verse 2. Hey, I watch you brothers from Virginia, man. Y'all brothers, man.
The book of 2 Timothy chapter 2 and verse 2. And the things that thou hast heard of me among many witnesses, the same commit thou to faithful men.
Read.
Who shall be able to teach others also.
They should do what?
Be able to teach others also.
Because that's our calling. Read.
Verse 3. Thou therefore endure hardness.
So what is the hardness that he's talking about? All the stress factors and all the things that we have to go through in this captivity. The captivity of Rome then and the continuation of the Roman captivity now. The continuation. We're still in captivity, believe it or not. With your fancy car, with your nice house. We're still in captivity. We're still called by another people's name. Johnson, Jackson. Some of you refuse to let it go, but it's okay. It's okay. Don't worry, it's for a different time and a different class. Read.
Thou therefore endure hardness as a good soldier of Jesus Christ.
Read.
No man that warreth entangleth himself with the affairs of this life.
Of this life. This captivity that we're currently in. No man that's preparing himself for war will sit on a couch and wait for the kingdom to come. You get your lazy self up and let's get to work. Put the medicine down. Put the beer bottle down. Put the drugs down. Put the porn down. Let's get to work. There's a lot of work to be done. Read.
That he may please him who have chosen him to be a soldier.
Saying, who is that? Who called you to be a soldier? Did the captains call you? Did the officers call you? Did the deacons call you? Did the bishops call you? No. The Most High God called you. He called you in because we're ready for war. Put that up there. Give me some of them good pictures. Hey, hit me with yeah. Come on. The war music. This is what the Most High called you for. He called you for the battle. He calls you to get ready for this fight that's coming. But if you're not physically and mentally fit, how can you fight? How can you war? Go out and teach a people that was trained to hate God and his people. We have to get right. We have to get ourselves back in this war mind, in this war state. That thing is heavy. That thing is heavy. It make you want to go out and do something. In righteousness, don't get crazy, bro. I know how you Virginia cats get down, man. I know. Hey, but all praises the Most High. Like I said, I pray that there was some type of edification in this class. Even if you got a little bit, that's more than I deserve. But I pray you brothers and sisters stay in the spirit. Get ready for the next class. Stretch your legs out, and we got a heavy lineup. So happy Sabbath, Israel. Most High in Christ bless you.
up with that ad?
That was admit that a lot of people don't even realize they.
I've called her. She hasn't responded. I've called her more than a few times.
With the Zulu Nation, I'm like, what the hell is this? I know nobody know what I'm talking about. You'll leave me on the island by myself. I don't know what the hell Bishop's talking about. That's what y'all do. Then after class, yeah, I knew what you were talking about. I just don't want to be caught out there. The hell is this? Get on my damn nerves. So read that again, 31.
What is a nation?
Nation is men leading by example. Nation is family. Nation is community. Nation is children with role models. Nation is unity. Nation is you.
And finally, my brethren, be strong in the Lord. His word